Welcome to Floral Design. I'm Diana Ryan, and today we're going to learn how to make a bow. It's a scary thought for some people, but it's really not that difficult. It's like anything, once you learn the techniques, you can just whip these things out quick as can be. I'm going to demonstrate on 4 different types of ribbon today. Each of them have a little bit different quality about them, challenge in one way or the other. So this will give you kind of a good variety of ribbon to work with. The first one I'm going to start with is our basic florist ribbon. It's acetate ribbon. You can see it's shiny on one side and dull on the other. We call this size in the floral trade number 9. That refers to the width. So I'm going to start off with it and going to make my center bow. Another thing about this ribbon is it's probably the least forgiving. If you make a crease in it, it's going to show. It's probably one of the more difficult to work with. So if you can master this, you can pretty much move on to the other easier types of ribbon. My first loop looks like this, and then I'm going to pinch it together close. I want to keep this pinched tight, and then I'm going to twist it because I want that shiny side out. I'm going to loop under, pinch it again, and you can see the difference between the dull and the shiny side. Twist it again right at the base of my other thumb there. Pinch, give it a twist, loop underneath, and I want to make sure my loops are north and south. I don't want to start coming sideways like this. You know, a bow is all the way around. We work with that at the very end. If I start doing this, I could lose my loops in the end and they could fall out. So keep these fairly north, pinch, twist, loop, pinch, twist, loop. Kind of like a song, pinch, twist, loop, pinch, twist, loop. That's pretty much what I'm doing. I've got 4 loops on each side right now. Let's make it a nice big round bow. Let's go for 6. Again, pinch, twist, loop. Now, the length of my loops, they vary a little bit. They're not really some too long, too short. We don't want them exactly the same length, but we'll vary it slightly. The middle loop, of course, is a little bit shorter than the rest. So I've got 5 over here, 5 over here. Let's do 1 more on each side. Now it's getting nice and full. But you can see I still have my north loops and my south loops. Let's give it a cut with a ribbon. Now we're going to secure it with our wire. Going to go right through the middle of our loops. And then I'm going to pull it as tight as possible. This is critical. If you don't get a nice firm twist with this wire and get it really firm, the loops are going to be kind of lazy, for lack of a better word. So I'm going to pull this really, really tight, give it a firm twist several times. Now I can manipulate these bows. This is my center loop. I'll keep it there. Into where it's more rounded. You know, it's that pretty bow look that we like. So here's my nice rounded bow with our number 9 acetate. Okay, the next ribbon we're going to work with is called number 40 in the florist trade. That refers to the width again. It is also still acetate. You can see it's shiny on one side, dull on the other. This is a little wider, so it presents a little bit more challenge, and it's just kind of more to hang on to. But it's done the same way I did my previous bow. So let's start with our center loop. Now keep in mind, it's not the breast cancer thing. It's a center loop, and I may get a center loop again by pinching. Pinching is really the key to making a bow. You've got to get this pinched really tight, especially with this bigger ribbon. So now I twist so that shiny side is out, and I loop under, pinch. You can see the difference between the dull and the shiny side. Twist. Now see, you've got to kind of buff this out a little bit carefully. There we go. Loop, pinch, twist, loop, pinch, twist. There, fluffing out a little bit better. Pinch, twist, loop, twist, pinch, loop, pinch, twist, loop. It's a lot to hang on to. Pinch, twist, loop. How many have we got on each side? Again, the loops vary slightly, but not a whole lot. Got 5 on one side, 5 on the other. Let's do a nice big fluffy bow again. Let's go for 6. Now, when would you use a big bow like this? Oh, weddings, pew decor, candelabra. You know, you bought your best friend their Mercedes, you put it on top, you know, that kind of thing. Now, I'd like to make some streamers with this. I really didn't have streamers with my other bow. So how do we do that? I get a little bit more ribbon going here. Then let's make a big, long, come here, you. Big, long, it wants to fold up on me. And it'll probably do that for you too. There we go. Big, long loop. And I pinch it again, just like I have been. Let's cut this off so I don't forget which is my loop. Take my wire, just like before, go right through the middle of my loops. And remember, I've got north and I've got south loops still. Come right through the middle. There's a lot to hang on to. Bring it together really, really tight. Twist that ribbon. Now I can fluff out my bows, my loops once again, so they have that nice bow look about them. And like I said earlier, you want as few creases to these loops as possible because it's not very forgiving. Every little thing you touch is going to show up, so I just fluff that out a little bit. Now we'll cut these tails at an angle. So here you have the nice bow with the streamers. Okay, that's number 40 ribbon. Now let's go to double-faced satin ribbon. Double-faced satin ribbon is more like fabric, and you'll notice it's shiny on both sides, so we don't have to worry about the twisting so much. We'll twist it if we want kind of a loop to angle out more, but that's really all we have to worry about. It's much more fluid. It's much more drippy, flowy, which has a great purpose for many things, especially in bridal work. You don't want the stiffness of the acetate ribbon. You want more fluid. But then other times you do want that stiffness, that body of the ribbon. So depending on your project will dictate which type of ribbon you're going to use. All right, let's make a bow with this. And when I'm done with this, rather than attach it with a wire, I'm going to do a self-tie and we're going to put it like we would on a package. Once again, start off with our middle loop, pinch that, loop underneath. See, I don't have to worry about twisting at all. Loop underneath. I'm going to twist just a little bit so it gets an angle, you know, coming up, but that's really the only reason I need to do that. And this double-faced satin ribbon is a little bit more expensive, which would make sense. It's just a little nicer ribbon. And it's same, pinch, loop, twist if I want, but I don't have to. Loop, pinch, pretty much loop, pinch, loop, pinch. Oh, let's twist it just because I kind of want it in that spot right there. Twist. How many loops have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Wow, that went quick. Wasn't expecting that. Okay, let's cut this off. Now to do a self-tie with the ribbon, I'm going to go through the middle with my ribbon. See, I'm coming out this way. Now this, especially like the wire, has to be really nice and tight and firm. So I've got my knot and I'm going to use my third hand and pull this really, really snug. I want that, see, and it makes a pretty center anyway when it's snug like that. The advantage using a ribbon tie is you don't see a wire, which is kind of nice. So I can manipulate these loops a little bit. Now let's put it on our package here. I'm going to place it on top. loop this around the box. Let's give myself a little length here. Oops. Get the ribbon smooth here. Loop it around the box. I'm going to come up with my ribbon, allow myself some tie room. So let's snip it right there. And then you'll see I'm going to tie the knot right under the bow right here. That way we don't even see the knot. So I've tied it right there, and then I'm going to come around to the front, because one thing you want to keep in mind with this ribbon, it's a little bit slippery. Because it is so fluid, it can kind of get away from you. So let's come under the loops this way, tie it again, then it can't go anywhere. Even if that knot's a little loose on one side, you've got that reinforcement. Then we can manipulate these loops so it looks pretty on our little package here. Okay, there's our bow on a package. My next ribbon, I saved the easiest for the last. It's a wired ribbon. So if you can do any of these, this is going to be a piece of cake. Start off, you can see it's wired because if I pinch it, it's going to stay in place. So you can see the advantage of that in making our loops. So I'm going to make it the same way. I'm going to start my center loop. This also has shiny side on both. There's not a right and a wrong side. So even easier. A little pinch there. This is going to be a corsage bow, this particular width. And you talk about easy. You just pinch, twist. These loops are going to stay right into place. Looks like I have just enough for a corsage bow. And again, we put the wire right through the center. Give it a firm little twist. And this is just so easy. We can manipulate these. We can bend them any way we want. We can flatten them out. We can straighten them out. You can see the advantage, especially if it were a corsage and it's in a bag or in a box and it's going to get a little bit smashed in there. We just fluff it right out. And you can't do that with the acetate ribbon. It's going to have creases and it's not going to come back to life for you. Okay, there we have bow making. Main thing, practice, 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 and you will get really good at this. It's not difficult.